What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cornelia back with another episode of Black News, a podcast where we break down current events, hot topics, and local stories involving Black people. Now let's get into it. Y'all, I'm so sorry for the delayed episode. If you are a Black News listener and you listen to the episode on Thursday or Friday, I usually release it Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Something happened with the upload. There was a technical error, and I needed to, at the last minute, redo some things and get it uploaded. The problem was, okay, full transparency, I traveled back home for my aunt's funeral, and apparently, which I learned this weekend, you can only using the platform that I'm using in the software, you can only make changes to the podcast episode and upload it and do what I need to do if you're on a computer. I left my computer. Okay. Had my iPad, had my phone, had all of my other gadgets except my computer and couldn't do it. Tried to do it on my daddy computer. Y'all, my daddy ain't updated his computer in 15 years. I'm exaggerating. Realistically, it's probably closer to 10 years. He hadn't updated that computer, y'all, in so long, to the point where the software on his computer couldn't even handle and couldn't even access the website. So I had to go to the Flint Public Library. Y'all, I had to go. It was such a chaotic experience trying to get this episode up. But shout out to the Flint Public Library, because when we were in Flint growing up, we would go to the library all the time, especially if you went to Central or Whittier Middle School. This is some inside ball talk for people who are from back home. But we would go to the library all the time. I'm not sure if anyone listening has been back home and been inside of the library as of lately. They've done a lot of renovations and upgrades. Child, the library, nice. Okay, that's nice. If the library would have been like this when we were there, I would have spent more time in there instead of diverting my attention to going to Rizzo's to get a piece of pizza and a fruit punch, okay, or raspberry or pink lemonade. But yeah, it's nice. So I had to do all of this in a damn 15-degree weather, but it's up. The episode is up. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm so sorry for the delay. Let me add that I was also trying to do all of those things while having Ticketmaster pulled up on my phone in an attempt to secure Cowboy Carter tickets. This has been one of the most chaotic weeks. Last week has been one of the most chaotic weeks of my life in regards to securing tickets to a concert. Okay. Y'all knew, I don't know if I said it specifically, but I'm getting tickets to that concert. And personally, I felt like all of the things aligned for me this time. This is the first time that I ever secured a code. You know, it's a pre-sale code. It's multiple codes. There'd be the Beehive pre-sale. It's the artist pre-sale. It's the Verizon slash whatever the other one, Citibank. There's so many pre-sales. In the past years, I never have received a code. This is my first time ever getting a code. I also have the money, or I had the money for Renaissance, but this is the first time I felt like I knew what to expect and I was prepared to pay for the type of ticket that I wanted. And I'm not settling for any other tickets. But y'all, when I tell y'all this was the most difficult and painful Ticketmaster experience that I've ever had, I'm not lying. And people are online dragging everybody. Ticketmaster's getting dragged, y'all. People was trying to drag Beyonce. I don't know who's at fault. People were complaining about the dynamic pricing. It was just so much going on, y'all. I did not secure tickets. I left that week with no tickets. And I tried multiple days. I feel like every day that the tickets were available, I tried. So let me tell y'all what I feel like happened, didn't happen, and why I have no tickets. I told y'all I had the Beehive pre-sale code, right? Initially in LA, there were, I believe, 3 shows. She eventually added another one. I had the day that I wanted to go to. I was like, I'm aiming for this day. I was aiming for Club Hold Down. Club Hold Down is essentially what Club Renaissance was last year. I did not get Club Renaissance last year because I didn't know what to expect. I have floor seats, but I can honestly say having floor seats compared to seeing people who were in Club Renaissance, I got to be in the club. There's also sections called like Sweet Honey and Buckin' Honey. Those are a little more expensive. Those are closer to the front of the stage. Child, I got to be in the center. Okay. I got to be standing next to the wind machine. The fan that she be, I got to be next to the fan. I know hey, that's where I need to be. So I joined the pre-sale and immediately start to select Club Hold Down. 2 tickets, 1 ticket, whatever is available. I'm putting tickets in my cart. Y'all, I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating with this. I had Club Hold Down tickets during the Beehive pre-sale in my cart 12 times. 12. Each time I would select OK and hit pay, and I would get an error message that says these tickets are no longer available, or it was just a general error message. Please go back to the ticket page. 12 times. People that I know were having the same experience because for us and me and my friends, it was essentially whoever get the tickets in the cart, get the tickets, and then we'll figure it out later. And some people were looking to go on different days. So after the Beehive pre-sale, I'm thinking, oh, okay, they only had certain number of Club Hold Down tickets available for each pre-sale. So I'm thinking they probably had 200 tickets for Club Hold Down. Once those are out, you got to go to the other sales. Now the struggle with this is I was traveling on the days where the other sales were happening. So, I'm logged into the plane. I'm on the plane, logged into Ticketmaster, and got some friends looking for me as well. Same experience. But the next time, Club Hold Down was completely grayed out. It still was on the map, the seating map, but it wasn't available. This happened all week for each pre-sale and the general sale. You were not able to buy Club Hold Down tickets. Nobody I know and nobody that I have know or have a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, nobody was able to purchase Club Hold Down tickets, which really pissed me off because, and again, I know some people don't care about this, but we got to take Ticketmaster down. We got to take them down. The problem that I have with this is if it's not available, take it off the seating map. Take it off. Take the name of it off, black it out, do something. If it's not available, don't have people in here fighting to get it. The other thing that I was noticing during each pre-sale, ticket prices were different. During the Beehive pre-sale, tickets were extremely expensive. Then I had friends who joined the Verizon pre-sale and tickets were way cheaper. Now it was a difference. Some of the nosebleed seats during one pre-sale was like $300-$400. Then on the other one, the nosebleed seats were like $150-$100. So there's something going on, whether it is Ticketmaster preying upon people who got the Beehive pre-sale, knowing that they're super fans and gonna pay however much. Or if Verizon has a deal where you can't have dynamic pricing, whatever the case, this seemed like an overall frustrating and complicated experience for a lot of people who were buying tickets. Now, what am I going to do? Because I do not have the tickets that I want. And I don't want to buy tickets in a section that I don't want to be in case something do happen where I can find a way to get into Club Hold Down, okay? I got to get in Club Ho. Okay, I got to be in there with the hoes. So I don't know what to do. My entire game plan is blown up and ruined. And now I'm back at square one. Also, ticket prices for floor seats are drastically different than they were for the Renaissance World Tour. So if I do just get general floor seats, I'm going to be paying at least $500 more than I paid last time, which is not what I wanted to do for a section I don't want to be in. So, it's just frustrating. I will say, in addition to all of that, I realized a lot of my friends who are my age, and we trying to do this, and we been trying to get tickets, and we've been going to these concerts for years and years and years. Y'all, I'm getting too old for this type of stuff. I'm too old. I feel like this whole fighting to get into Ticketmaster and logging in early and being in the queue and then being stressed. I'm too old. I am too old for it. This is a young person sport. I based on this experience, if there is another tour after this for whatever Act 3 is, if it's another album, and based on how this ends up for this particular concert, if I get tickets or not, I'm in a section that I want to be in, all of this stuff, I might have to sit the next one out. I'm too old for this. Just take the money, give me the ticket I want, and I can move on with my life. But having to go through all of this, child, it's too much for me. I can't. I am too old, okay? But the saga continues, okay? The saga continues. People have been asking and been submitting tickets for refunds because they overpaid, all of this stuff. So I'm going to keep looking and I'm going to see what I can do. But I'm interested to hear if y'all were able to get tickets in the section that you wanted for the price that you assumed. Or do you feel like you were overcharged, undercharged? Do you have the intel on Ticketmaster and why they do this whole dynamic pricing thing? It is shameful. And not to throw anything in there, because we didn't even talk about the Ticketmaster fees. Joe Biden them was cracking down on these predatory fees, but your boy Red Hat took it away. So we about to be at the mercy of Ticketmaster indefinitely. But hit me up, y'all. Let me know what your experience was, and if you and had to deal with the same tumultuous week that I did. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. There has been an update to the case that was filed against Sean Combs and Sean Carter. That, as you recall, a few months back, there was a young woman or an older woman now who accused those two of sexual misconduct, SA. I'm not going to say the full word in case this get flagged for YouTube. Accused them of it, and it was filed by a lawyer named Tony Busby. A lot of people had a lot to say about Tony Busby. I've never heard of Tony Busby before that, but people from Houston say he an ambulance chaser. Some people said that he has a lot of cases pending against some celebrity or men within the music industry, alleging that they are have committed some type of crime. But in this case, you remember, again, in addition to all that, there was a lot of back and forth and conversations from the Rock Nation lawyers trying to get the case dropped. Well, it's been dropped. Okay, it's been dismissed. And I'm going to read an article that specifically talks about it. And I'm going to read the statement from Sean Carter that was posted to the Rock Nation Instagram account. So, according to reports, the woman who filed a lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs, accusing them of raping her when she was 13 years old, has now dismissed the case. According to Variety, attorneys Tony Busby and Antigone, is this supposed to be Antoine? Antigone? Curious, I don't know how to pronounce that name, child, announced that the Jane Doe who brought the allegations has voluntarily dismissed with prejudice, which means the case cannot be refiled as it is as is after being dismissed with prejudice. So she cannot refile as is. Like, something got to change, or has to be some differences in order to try to pull it back up again. Jay-Z's entertainment company, Rock Nation, also released a statement saying this is a victory for the music mogul. Jay-Z has also said that this is a relief for his wife, children who are facing trauma from the case. Now, in addition to this, somewhere I read, and I can't find it or have time to pull it up, or I don't know if it was true or not, saying that Jay-Z is also now suing Tony Busby for pain and suffering, distress, defamation, and all of these things, saying he lost out on about $20 million in contracts and deals because of what happened, and it has caused his family a lot of distress. So let me read the statement that was put out and we'll discuss. It reads, "Today is a victory. The frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale that created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I would not wish this experience on anyone. The trauma that my wife, my children, loved ones, and I have endured can never be dismissed. This 1-800 lawyer gets to file a suit hiding behind Jane Doe, and when they quickly realize that the money grab is going to fail, they get to walk away with no repercussions. The system has failed. The court must protect victims, of course, while with the same ethical responsibility, the court must protect the innocent from being accused without a shred of evidence. May the truth prevail for all victims and those falsely accused equally. Sean Carter." The fact that he keeps saying 1-800 lawyer in those statements, y'all, that be killing me. Okay. But at this point, this particular case has been dropped. Now, y'all recall there was also mentioned in the suit that there was a third person, a woman who was unnamed at the time, who was also a part of the alleged situation. We still don't know who that person is. And because this is dropped, I wonder what will happen with that. But I do know, based on this statement, as of now, um, this is over and done with. Some people are asking how this will affect Diddy, and they were saying since this is dropped, does this help his case? I I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all some legal eagles, this case had nothing to do with why um it had nothing to do with why Puff is behind bars, or it had nothing to do, it wasn't going to make or break that case. The other case was a federal case. This is a civil suit. Civil suit is about money. It is not about jail time. So these, that's a totally separate incident. Now, what I have noticed, and we, I don't know people, I don't know these people, and I don't know who's done what, but I do be on the internet. And I do notice that when it's some drama popping off, everybody has an opinion. A lot of people be chiming in, assuming, saying one thing, saying another, even to the point where um, in one of the lost in the documents associated with this particular case, Jay-Z was saying that him and his wife received death threats. Right? People were saying that they were going to unalive him and his family. But since this news came out that the case was being dismissed, y'all, it's been Cricket City. Y'all, it's been Ghost Town DJs. Okay, it's been Ghost Town. Ain't heard of Pete. Ain't heard of Pete. Which kind of showcases and highlights what social media has become, what it can do to people, and the consequences or everything associated with actions that happen on those platforms. Because whether we like to believe it or not, social media chatter does dictate a lot of things. And you don't even have to say something truthful for people to take it and run with. I on here have given many examples about how somebody done said something crazy or something untruthful on social media, and people have taken it and run with it as truth. And the person has come back and be like, "Oh, my bad, that was a lie," and nobody followed up. Very few people followed up to say, "Oops, y'all, my bad. I was lying. Don't believe what I just said." Anybody can literally make something up. As long as you can post a picture right on top of the picture with the big font, that big ass font, and post it, no link to any articles, nothing. And people will be like, "Yeah, that's true because I saw it online." They would literally say it's true because they saw it online. So it's unfortunate in this instance that the chatter was so loud initially, but now nobody had nothing to say. Ain't no backtracking, none of that. I do hope for some people's sake, and I ain't gonna call out no names or whatever, but I hope you don't get sued. hey, hey, I hope you don't get sued because if it were me, if I had a lot of money and I had a whole team of lawyers who could do things that I needed them to do, if people was online talking crazy or making stuff up or just being ridiculous, baby, you're going down. I will sue your motherfucking ass. Okay. I don't care. So hey, I just hope, and listen, I'm saying this. I have this podcast. Somebody could come after me. Knock on wood. I allegedly. Hey, I don't. Hey, I just read the papers. I just be reading the papers. But hey, y'all better watch it. People better watch it. So with this, we just gonna keep our eye on any news that comes about. Um, again, it was dismissed and unable to be presented again as is. So if something pop back up, we'll see. I'll bring it to Black News. But hey, for now, it's over and done with. What do y'all think though? Okay. Let me know your thoughts. Are you surprised? Did you think this was gonna go all the way to court? Or did you think this was gonna actually happen to play out this way? Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about it. You can find me at Canelia on social media. Why ain't nobody talking about NBA All-Star Weekend? I legit was shocked when I saw it was All-Star Week. I was like, yo, it's All-Star Weekend? I feel like I had no clue that it was NBA All-Star Weekend. And there have been a lot of conversations about it. I won't spend too much time on this because it's not an important topic. It's just very interesting what it seems to be happening in the NBA. And I'm an outsider. I don't watch the games as much as I used to back in the day. But I feel like what's going on should be really looked at, and they need something to change, right? So NBA All-Star Weekend was happening in the Bay Area. And Loki, one of the only reasons I knew was NBA All-Star Weekend because I saw In Vogue performing, and Maxine is back, baby. Okay. If y'all have been fans of In Vogue, y'all know the group split up. Dawn went over there to Lucy Pearl and then Raphael Sadiq, and then I don't know what happened because they ain't doing it no more either. Cindy and Terry invited Rona or Rana. I don't know how to pronounce it. My child, I was calling her Rhonda for like 10 years. They have been part of the group, and those three have been touring. And Maxine was out as well. I saw some months ago, Maxine was doing solo performances touring and all around the country. But now at NBA All-Star Weekend, child, Maxine back in the building. Elated. But that was one of the reasons why I knew it was NBA All-Star Weekend. Not because of the game. Not because of any hooper, nothing. It was because of In Vogue. Apparently, according to my daddy, they done changed the format of the game. It ain't like it used to be. They have switched it up, and people are upset about it. People ain't watching. They have now a game where some of the G League players be hooping, and they get a chance to be in the All Star game. It is just a totally different weekend. Adam Silver he throwing a haymaker, some spaghetti at the wall to see what stick. People are mad because the All Stars is not as respected as it used to be. It's just a bad time in the NBA. Thought the WNBA more popular than the NBA, and I'm not saying that like they shouldn't be, but I'm saying that is where we are right now. Now, I ain't got no dog in this fight because, again, like I told you, I don't be watching the games. But one thing that I have noticed, and I don't know if this is the cause or if this could help the NBA because, hey, what do I know? But I do know that sometimes in professional sports, people forget that it is entertainment. And in entertainment, you need things to keep people engaged, right? Just straight up hooping is not going to cut it. We thought it was what was cutting it back in the day, but one thing that we're forgetting about is storylines. The NBA ain't got no storylines right now. These people clown WWE and wrestling and all stuff because it's fake. But guess what? When people was really locked in, is because them storylines was juicier than a mug. NFL, people be locked into certain games because the rivalry storyline runs deep. The NBA right now, who are the rivals, right? What are the real true team rivalries? We got some old school rivalries where we feel like that's how it used to be, but with players being friends now and people being traded and linking up with their homeboys, it is no it's safe to assume that it ain't no real like backstory or underlying theme that would drive people to watch. Examples. The NBA storyline, one of the big ones used to be Lakers versus the Celtics. That was a huge storyline. Bird and Magic, that was a huge storyline. And this was back, people wasn't friends. They weren't homeboys. So people would purposely tune in for that. Now, right now it's different because we got NBA games on every channel and all streaming. So it's hard to drive people to one particular network because child, people can't even find the games. I have all of these streaming platforms, and I swear it's a little pop up to watch the NBA games live on everyone. But back to the storylines. We knew Bird and Magic, that was the storyline. People tune in specifically for that. The Pistons, bad boys. Bill Laimbeer and them used to be knocking N words out. That was the storyline. The Detroit Pistons were violent. We knew whoever they played, somebody was getting socked out. When Michael Jordan and making the Bulls what they were, the Pistons versus the Bulls storyline was a storyline. People was gonna tune in for that. When LeBron and people who don't like LeBron, say what you want. Say what you want about LeBron, but them LeBron James early career storylines was keeping the lights on in the National Basketball Association. Him coming straight out of high school and turning things around in a boo boo ass Cleveland Cavaliers locker room. Him deciding to go to Miami and link up with D Wade and bringing Chris Bosh around. Say what y'all want, and y'all can get mad that he took his talents to South Beach. But the storyline for the NBA became everybody in the league trying to take down the Miami Heat because they were mad that LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. That was the storyline. The storyline at one point was Tim Duncan and them being the quiet sleepers and busting everybody ass and people tuning in to see how far they were going. That was a storyline. Shaq and Kobe, that was a storyline. Shaq leaving and going to Miami and seeing if he could do it again with D Wade, or if Kobe fans were right and said it was all Kobe. That's a storyline. We ain't got no storylines. Say what people want about Draymond, and he seemed crazy, and he a Saginaw, you know what. But hey, him punching people in the nuts, that's a storyline. He think he Bill Laimbeer out here. So the problem that I'm thinking, again, I'm just a girl. What do I know? But if the NBA got them some more storylines, people would have a desire to watch because they like mess, they like drama, and they like beef and conflict, and they want to see it play out. Adam Silver need to link up with whoever was behind WWE. Remember when Hulk Hogan turned to a heel? Remember when Hulk Hogan flipped and was with Razor Ramon and them? They need them writers, okay? Not the McMahons because they voted for Trump. But y'all know what I mean. But what do y'all think? Again, I'm on the outside and I'm not a sports head, but and it could be a totally other reason. But from where I'm standing, that's one of the things that I feel like is becoming the downfall of the NBA. But hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about it. You can find me at Cornelia on social media. On this week's episode of Black News, we talked about me not being able to secure Cowboy Carter tickets and Ticketmaster needing to go down as a staff, a record label, and a crew. We also talked about the case against Sean Carter and Sean Combs being dismissed. And lastly, We talked about how I didn't even know it was NBA All-Star weekend and what I think the NBA could do to get people back interested into the game. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts about all of these topics, some or none, and I'll check back with you guys next time. That's it for this week's episode of Black News, y'all. Thanks again for supporting the podcast by sharing, liking, subscribing, and rating 5 stars on your favorite podcast app. To find more information about me, you can check me out at Canelia on social media, as well as on my website, which is canelia.com. And as always, thanks for supporting, and I'll be back next week with new topics and a new episode.